Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is sort of a last minute thing. I wasn't going to really, hold on, let me get some light on this subject. Is that light really weird? I could turn that down. That's one great thing about these Grow It LED lights is it has a knob so you can control the amount of light. The other grow lights I've had, it's either on or off. I love that. Welcome to my channel. As people are starting to get on, I will just say mainly for the people who will look at this later, my channel is about gardening and homesteading. I am trying this thing at homesteading, trying to have a sustainable homestead here on my 9-acre property in Tennessee. This is all new for me. Sort of like when I started gardening, I had never gardened until 2011. And I started my channel and my garden in 2012 in California, where I did year-round gardening for 8 years, and then briefly transitioned to an apartment after the house was sold, and then I bought this place. So it's a whole new experience. I am from Tennessee, so I am returning to my roots, and I've been dealing with all of the things that, I really didn't have a problem with in an urban garden, such as ticks. I don't think I ever had a tick in 8 years crawling on me in my garden. And I pulled one out of the side of up the sleeve of my, I don't even know how they get in there, but they do. They do. So I'm dealing with a lot of things like that. I still feel incredibly grateful, and I'm sorry I can't turn the camera, the computer around so that you can see what I am seeing, which is an incredible view. And that's the main reason that I bought this property, is because of the view out the front. It's really incredible. And now the view out the back is better because I had the forest mulcher push in a little bit. The backyard had just been mowed along an edge of the trees. And so everything along that edge was just a thicket, and you couldn't see into the forest. I realize this is going to have to continue to be chopped back, because if you've been following the progress over on the property, I had all of that area right behind the cistern, forest mulched. And after I finished, it was suggested to me by a longtime viewer of my channel, David, that something called drum mulching is even better than forest mulching. But I didn't know about that. I didn't know about forest mulching. I've never had a forest. And I'm just going by recommendations, what people recommend to me. And that's how I've been kind of functioning since I've been here. So I really am grateful for all of the suggestions and comments, great comments that I've gotten from a lot of people. And I am reading your comments. If you get a thumbs up or a like, I don't even know if you can see those, but I hit, if somebody asked me a question or said, how did you do this? Or where did you get that? I'll usually, I will really try to respond to that. I am behind on everything, so I am doing that. Let me just see who's here. It's the usual suspects, Debbie and Jackie from Scotland. Oh my gosh. Jackie is here from Scotland. Welcome. Debbie is here from California, my former home. Claudia is here. Let's see. Jackie Wolf is here from Iowa. Fantastic. Dee is here from Texas. Brittany Feeling, Colorado Springs. Yeah. Well, I'm sure you've got ticks in Colorado. I think I was only in Colorado Springs a couple of times. I lived in Colorado for a while. In my youth, that's where I learned to ski. It's so much easier to learn to ski when you're 3 and 4 and 5 years old, because you're sort of like a kitten. You're completely flexible. You fall down, nothing hurts. You get ice and snow down your pants. Who cares? The first time I took one of my sons skiing, I put him in a ski lesson, and he was so coordinated. I kind of cheated. I will confess, I cheated because you're supposed to be 4 years old to put your kid in this class, and he was 3.5. But I mean, was he 3.5? 4.5. He was a half a year younger than the requirement, whatever that was. And I picked him up. When I picked him up, he's like coming down the hill, with both arms straight out, just like zooming down the hill at me. And he gets to me, and he has no socks on inside his ski boots. And I'm just going, what happened to your socks? You came to the ski hill with socks on. But no, he took to it like that. He's so coordinated. Emmanuel here is here from Ultimate Gardening, and he reached his first critical goal of 1,000 subscribers, and we are applauding you, Emmanuel. And I know that you're going to do great things with your channel. Mary is here, of course. Haffy is here. Thank you. Edwin is here from California today. You're here from California. We only have 27 so far, so let's just sort of catch up. I just got out of the shower. This is my new routine. I work, and then I come in. I'm really trying to keep the ticks, since I've had this experience with 2 tick bites, one of which was serious. And a very serious infection of poison ivy. I'm really trying to be careful. And I come in after working in the garden, and I walk straight to those double doors right there. The laundry is inside that, underneath the stairwell, and which is also where right about underneath that light switch right there is where I hide when there's tornado warnings. Lyndon and I are down there. I don't know what I'll do about the little kitties because they live outside. Hopefully, by the time tornadoes start rolling around again, I'll have something better figured out for them. Lyndon is at my feet. That usually means she wants something. Okay. Kathleen is here from Eagle, Idaho. I have no idea where that is, but I spent a little bit of time in Idaho and almost bought a property up there. Wouldn't have that my whole life would have changed drastically if I'd done that. Let's see. Everyone's giving congratulations to Emmanuel. Emmanuel is 14 years old and has worked very hard to build his channel. He has, after my live stream on Sunday, he managed to reach his first big goal of 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. So anyway, I come right in. My clothes go right in the laundry, and I go right into the shower. If you're wondering what I'm looking at a wasp. Oh, it was pretty interesting recently. Like I said, I usually always get really great comments, but somebody left a comment the other day. They thought they got me, because they saw a bottle of chemical spray. It's Ortho Home Defense. I guess if you're familiar with this product, it's for killing bugs in and around your house. It has nothing whatsoever to do with gardening. Would never spray that on a vegetable. However, it was sitting on the porch, and so were plants. And so they thought they caught me that I wasn't really an organic gardener and all of that. And I thought, well, like I said, if you're familiar with that product, I wasn't. I really didn't have to ever spray chemicals around my house in California, but obviously that's not the case here because I believe it was the very first day that Justin was working here, he got stung by a vicious wasp on his ear, and it swelled up like a goose egg. So he promptly went out and bought that bottle and sprayed it because I see wasps and I see something up there that's, wasps are always trying. I don't know why they try to build nests like around your front porch, but I guess that's pretty common. Anyway, that's what I was looking at. Okay, what's going on here today? What's everybody doing with their gardening? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I am the video that you saw today of the silage tarp, and I got great comments about just leave the tarp down until spring. Well, I am going to kind of take that advice, but not exactly. And you'll see what I mean in an upcoming video because I don't want to spoil it. But I heard you, and I believe you that yes, and I do have Bermuda grass. It's not all Bermuda grass, but there is definitely Bermuda grass all over. So, oh, that's lovely. I want a garden entrance arch. I mean, I have the arbor, the blackberry arbor. By the way, the blackberries are ripening and they're a little bit sour. I don't know. I didn't plant them, so I don't know what varieties they are or anything. They were here when I bought the place. So were the strawberries. We expanded the I just imagined that I was going to have strawberries coming out my ears because I have 3 big, well, there's 6 by 8 foot beds of strawberries. And I've never had that many strawberry plants before. And so I just imagined that I'd have enough to sell even. Oh, no, not the case at all. And in fact, Barefoot Farmer was the first to tell me that plants really only last 2 or 3 years. And then you got to get new plants. And I'm going, well, I don't know how old these plants are. They could be 4 years old. They could be 5 years old. I didn't know that. I've never researched strawberries. I had like 4 or 5 plants the whole time I was in California. I had a hard time growing strawberries there. So you wouldn't think you'd have trouble growing anything in California, but I did. Alta Daniel is here from Spanish Fort, Texas. Fantastic. And Alta, I don't know if that's a male or female name, to tell you the truth. I know Alta, the ski area. I was in Alta in Utah skiing at least twice. What a great ski area. Brian is here from Brian's for Jersey Garden. Yes, finally. I haven't heard from you in a while. This is fantastic. And let's see. Edwin is traveling. Wow. I hear it's very, very hot in Arizona. So prepare yourself, Edwin. You don't want to get off the plane and just faint dead away. That's a beautiful name. Fantastic. And where is Spanish Fort in relation to any of the major cities? Because I just don't happen to know what area. Texas is such a big state. So Betty is here from Ottawa, Canada. Fantastic. Thank you, Betty. So anyway, I was hoping that the deer were going to be too scared with all the activity around my garden, in my yard, that they would be too scared to come around now. But deer do whatever they want to do and aren't scared by much. Evidently, what I should have done and didn't even think of doing is, I tried this in my California garden, but I had such a small garden and the sidewalk was right there. And I was afraid it would spray on people walking by. It was a motion censored sprayer because mammals don't like to get hit with water, I'm told. And so that's what I should have bought. I should have bought it 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I didn't even think of it until today, because both of by the way, I have some extra help this week. Justin had a friend who wanted to do some work, and he's got a couple of weeks that he could come and work here, maybe 3 weeks if we're lucky, and just help get some of these things, move these things along, because here we are. I mean, it's the middle of June. We are 1 week away from the longest day, not even a week, 6 days away from the longest day, or is it 5 days? The longest day of the year, and then everything starts getting shorter. And I don't even have my summer garden planted. I mean, I have quite a bit planted, but you'll have to see it in the video, which hopefully I can get. What I'm going to try to do is, because I'm behind on editing, because of all of these things that happened here between the poison ivy and the ticks and the tragedy that happened here and the so many things that happened, I just got behind. And then all of a sudden we were just absolutely hit with 90-degree weather. I wasn't ready for that. And I'm having to really pace myself. I could go out, as you know, all year. I could work with Eric, who was my Thursday helper in my garden in California. And he appears in many of my videos from 2016 to the end, which was 2019, right? Yeah. Wait. Let's see. I guess my goodbye video to my garden, I must have filmed that like in March of 2020. Yeah, March of 2020, right before the lockdown. I got out of my house and we closed on the property on the 15th of March. And I think we went on lockdown on the 17th or something. It's crazy. So, anyway, the last day I was at my house, which was the 15th, that morning, it was sprinkling. And so I had this idea of making this really romantic video, really beautiful romantic video and all of that. And it just didn't happen because I had laryngitis for the first time in, I don't even know, decades. And I could not talk. It was like I couldn't get words out. And it's just because, trying to move out of your house and all of this virus stuff going on. And oh my goodness. So I got laryngitis. So I couldn't really be talking on camera. So I did the best I could and filmed just a goodbye to my plants. Basically, I walked around and said goodbye to all my plants and told them that I love them and to keep growing and being healthy and providing food. And I just gave them encouragement and that was it. and then I got in the car and I drove, and you saw me in it from a distance. I got in the car and I drove off and somebody said, "Hey, you forgot your camera." I know. It's you do all these little cheats when you make movies. You have to. It's a movie after all. It's not real life. We make movies. Strawberry. Thank you, Ed. So Ed says about strawberries. Strawberries produce runners from established plant. They are your new plants. Okay, so do you cut them off? Or what do you do with this? I mean, do you put it down and eliminate the mother plant? Or I don't exactly understand how you make the switch from the plant to the runner. Carl is here from Ireland. I hope all is okay as well. She's a bottler suburban prepsteader. How? Let's see. Let's see. You know, Happy, that looks perfectly innocent. That says, have a beautiful day. With pretty flowers and everything. So, who is the person at She's a Bottler Suburban Prepsteader? Who's writing and where do you live, please? Patty Peterson is here from Norman, Oklahoma. I think somebody else is here from Oklahoma. Let's see. Thank you, Alta. 2 hours north of Fort Worth, which is kind of Dallas, Fort Worth, up on the Red River. Interesting. I've never been by the Red River in Texas. We have 54 that have joined us. I apologize for not giving you more notice. I was not sure I would make it today because I went out and my plants were just like hanging over. And as everyone warned me not to take on too much the first year, of course I did. I just thought, well, you never know. We never know if we're going to be around for another year. And so, yeah, if I knew for sure I was going to be around for another year, I'd say, yeah, I'll just do a little bit this year, kind of see how the weather goes and see how the critters eat my plants. You know, I haven't figured out how to protect my plants from deer and other animals. You know, and I haven't figured out how to protect my new kitties from predators. So I'm trying to figure out a whole lot of stuff. And I was out there watering and dripping with sweat like at 4 o'clock. And I thought, I just can't do it. And then I thought, well, some people are counting on it, so I'm going to do it. And unfortunately, if you don't have enough notice, YouTube doesn't get the word out. And so we only have 55 people here, but I welcome each and every one of you. And I'm very blessed that you joined. Let's see. Australia, fantastic. I was just watching a video from Australia yesterday. What region are you in? I'm not sure if you call them states or regions or what. I'm not sure. Like, what is Victoria as opposed? Yeah, I think they're states, right? I should really study that. And what kind of weather do you have now? It must be hot. Or no, is it? No, wait, you're just opposite, right? Well, no, we're in the middle of the summer. So are you in the middle of the winter? Okay, thank you, Edwin. Let's see. Push runner into dirt until runner has rooted. Then cut new plant free. Transplant as an individual plant. So transplant it as an individual plant. Do you mean then move it after it's rooted in that spot? You mean dig it up and move it somewhere else? Is that what you mean by transplant? Patricia is here from Alabama. Fantastic. What is your name, though, Prepsteader? Did I miss that? Let's see. You're melting in Colorado? Really? Happy, what's the temperature like where you are in Aurora? Thank you so much, Sandra, for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. As you'll see right over here, this is the first time I've ever started beans inside. And the reason I did that was because we had so many rainy, cloudy days that the tarps, the silage tarps, have not had enough time to cook down all of that lawn, all that grass, the bluegrass, Bermuda grass and all of that stuff. So I thought, well, if I start the beans inside, that'll buy me a little time. 101 in Colorado? That just doesn't seem right. Wow. In Upper Michigan, you're lacking rain as well. Wow. 100 in Fort Collins. That's in Texas, right? Krista, what a beautiful name. Thank you, Krista. 120 in Arizona. Why are you? That's why I said, Ed, why are you going to Arizona right now? It's so hot. Thank you so much, Kristen. Justin has a friend who's working with us for a couple of weeks, young man, and he's so pleasant and so polite and happy, just enjoyable to be around. And I wish that he could stay longer because the list, it's like I said to Justin the other day, I said, well, how did I put it? If we ever get caught up, we'll do such and such. And he said, we'll never get caught up. And he's right. I mean, when you have this, I have this major goal of trying to grow a lot of food. If you are not aware, there are absolute weather challenges all over the world, which is resulting in food shortages. There's a lot of political football going on with the whole beef industry, especially in this country. I don't know about other countries. And so who knows? I mean, we just all need to be growing our own food. And that's, I've been watching Danny at Deep South Homestead, and he's saying the same thing, grow your own food, grow as much as you can. So I just thought, I can't wait till next year. I've just got to extend myself as much as possible. However, I go out at 7 when they get here. And by 10 o'clock, it's like, I'm done. I'm done. And, I'm tired. My back hurts. It's hot. I'm sweating bullets. And so they have to carry on without me. I'm just looking down there at the things that were planted today. And the sun is just beating down on it. And I'm just, you just worry so much about your plants and your animals. 66 of you are here. If you're joining my channel for the very first time, welcome. My channel is mostly focused on gardening and homesteading. I'm trying to make this new property of mine into a sustainable homestead. And one of the ways I'm doing that is capturing rainwater, which we've had a lot of. And of course, I have a wood burning fireplace and a bunch of other things in place to filter my water. If I had to drink rainwater, I've got good water filters. I don't have a chest freezer yet, but I don't have the bulk of all the kind of food that I would grow to load up a freezer. So, but I'm hoping to do that. And everyone was reminding me I need a generator. And so I moved on that, and I've got the appointment tomorrow. The person is coming from Lowe's and is going to see, they come in and see your house and see, what is it that you want to keep going during an outage? Do you want everything to keep going? Then you have to have a really big system. If you're just more worried about your food, your frozen food, then it's a different story. So I think that's probably the most important thing. Certainly, if it was in the winter, that would be the most important thing. If it is absolutely stifling and it's like 100 degrees outside and the grid goes down and that generator has to kick in, I'm thinking I would like some cool air. Especially if the outage lasted more than a day or two. But we'll see. Who knows what's going to happen? This hacking of the pipeline, and that was kind of a scare for a while, and without the the gas and all of that stuff. So we just have to be prepared in every way that we can. And I know it's very hard for people who don't own their own home and can't make those decisions. Somebody else owns the property, or you're in an apartment and you can't make those decisions, but there are things you can do. You can certainly get yourself a water filter, because it's gravity fed. It's just a gravity fed water filter. You put water in and it filters down, and you have drinking water that you can drink, So anyway, Patricia says, yes, and Danny is heavily promoting getting a high tunnel, which I'd like to do. I really would. I just haven't gotten there, because I set up these. Well, you've seen. Let's see, how far have you seen? Yeah, you've seen the terraces. In today's video, you just see briefly Justin tilling the lower terrace. So there's 2 terraces down here, which are down from the blueberry enclosure, which is down from the 8 raised beds that he built. So since I came, I have rebuilt or built a total of 8 level raised beds that are terraced, with Justin's help, obviously. And he built an arbor for the blackberries. Before, there was just chicken wire and T-posts holding those vines up. And in addition, we built the blueberry enclosure over the blueberries, because I knew as soon as the blueberries get ripe, they're gone by animals before you can eat even one. And so we got that all netted and enclosed. The peas have come and gone. I don't even think I filmed no, I didn't. It was just like, it hit 90 degrees and those peas just, so I harvested them all, and he cut the vines down and put them in the compost. That's finished. We ate the peas raw in a salad. I have a few more in the refrigerator. Deborah Thomas is here from Maryville, Tennessee. Maryville is over. Wait, is Maryville over by Sevierville? It's over by Knoxville, right? Yeah, Daryl, where have you been? Goat Gal is here. No, I know, it's clear. It's clear I can't do it all. She's saying I can't do it all, and I realize that. It is so hot. You're just dripping with sweat. I did manage to take my shower. Shade cloth. Yes, as soon as we got, and you'll see it in a video, but I'm going to be doing a video because I know that Josh Satin channel and also Scott Head channel. By the way, Scott Head has an amazing channel, you guys. If you are an urban gardener or a beginning gardener, he has got so many great how-to videos. And I was just catching a little bit of his premiere today. He may tune in. He usually does. Connie is here. Oh, wait, what's that? Every time I feel a little something on my body, I think, is that a tick? And I'm just grabbing it. Sherry is here from southeastern Michigan. Somebody else is here from Michigan. And so shade cloth, as soon as we got that started, I realized, oh my gosh, I got to have shade cloth over those tomatoes. So my plan is, because both of those guys, in fact, I think Scott used Josh has a video that's got zillions of views called "A Trellis to Make You Jealous." And Scott has a video called "How to Grow Tomatoes on a Single String." I think that's the title. And so I'm doing what they did a little bit differently. And rather than just trying to copy the format of their videos, like, I'm doing a video that's going to be how to grow tomatoes on a single string, start to finish. So we're going to do this whole thing in one video. And I started that a week ago, and then we had all this rain, and it was too muddy to get back down in there. Jill does not realize. I'm going to let Jill in Phoenix know. I have done at least 2 videos at Jill Green's, what does she call her garden? She doesn't have a channel. She, I think she does Instagram and Facebook maybe, but it's Sweet Life Garden. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Sweet Life Garden. And when I was first there, she had a much bigger property, and they sliced it kind of in half and sold or gave the property to their daughter, one of their daughters, who built a house on that. So the goats got moved over, but she has goats that she milks, and she's asking me. Everybody, I say I'm on live, and people go, Facebook? Or I never do live on Facebook. I don't know. I guess people do, but I just, there's just so many things that I can't do it all. 79 of you are here. If you're here for the very first time, welcome. And I hope you'll hit the like button. It really helps with YouTube analytics if everyone just takes a moment. In fact, we only have 41 of these. And if you're on mobile, you could just click off of live chat, hit that like button, and click live chat and get right back on. And I would be very grateful if you did that. I'd love to see that number just jumping up. We had a number of super chat donations on Sunday at the last live stream, which was so awesome. I'm so grateful. And oh my goodness. So is this unusual to have such a heat wave in Colorado? People are talking about a heat wave in Colorado. Oh, is Tony here? Tony is here from Little Farmer's Farm in England. Oh my goodness, Goat Gal had 102. Wow, everybody's got such hot weather. Oh, Cherie Nations is sending me some willow cuttings. What kind of willow are they, Cherie? Because you probably told me and I don't remember. Okay, what was the thickness of your cedar beds and length and width? When you say thickness, do you mean the thickness of the wood? But they are 6 by 8. I don't recommend that. I recommend 4 by 8. But what was laid out there was 8 by 8, which I knew was not going to work. So we did, that was a bug. We did 6 by 8. So I sacrificed 2 feet off of 5 beds that were there. And then I added 3 beds, and we widened the pathways in between so we could get the gorilla cart down the middle. So by the time all that got set up and the protection and the hoops over it to protect the brassicas and the shade cloth, because it hit 90 degrees. Once it hit 90 degrees on those brassicas, they just bolted. I mean, almost everything bolted. I didn't even get a chance to eat them. So all of that work. Oh, it's kind of heartbreaking, but you know, I guess they don't call me late bloomer for nothing. Mm. So if you're talking about the thickness of the cedar boards, I used, let's see, 2x10s and 2x12s of the cedar that I purchased. And then Justin nailed it together. But we reclaimed or reused the, I don't know if it was treated wood or if it was whatever the wood is, but on the lower part of it, each one, he reused all the wood that I had from, that was there from those 5 beds, which were really short. It was like either two pieces of 2x4 or 2x6 around, and then he reused all that wood on the lower part. 87 of you are here. If you're just joining my channel for the very first time, I hope you'll subscribe. I am super focused on trying to turn this property into a sustainable homestead. And of course, the number one way of doing that is growing my own food. I've talked about, many people are talking about food shortages. If you're looking online, you'll see that all the time. So I'm just trying to be prepared and doing what I can. So I've already talked a little bit about how I'm trying to make the place sustainable, and now I'm just trying to get plants in the ground because it's already the middle of June. So I had a video this morning. I hope you'll watch it. It's we took a peek underneath the silage tarps. I've got a really long one in the front and down below where the soil is richer and deeper. And then I've also got one on the side where somehow wound up with, or this property wound up with pretty good soil on the side over there. So, yes, I have sunburn. I've never even seen this on my tomatoes before, but I have sunburn on at least one plant, one tomato plant, which is also called Sunscald. And you know, the plant will survive, but you know, in order for your plants to be really healthy, they need a lot of green leaves for that photosynthesis to send energy into to build up that fruit and those juicy tomatoes. So we'll see. I'm trying to give CPR to a number of plants. 3 of the plants that were planted just don't look like they're going to make it. But we'll see. I don't know. But I've got quite a few plants down there, as you will see in the video. Graceful Spirit and Ray. Hello, where are you writing from? Thank you for joining. Daryl, you read my mind. So I am just not ready to go back and start all those. I don't even have any broccoli seeds. I think you said you were going to give me some. Somebody was going to give me some broccoli seeds. I don't have any. I'll have to get some. I think I still have kale and collards and Swiss chard seeds. And I have a lot of potatoes, but I'm looking for a place to plant potatoes because I could plant them right now. I've got eyes on all of the potatoes. And I'm thinking that potatoes are going to do better if they have a little bit of shade. Do you agree, Daryl? Because even the potatoes that I have out here, they need to be harvested, by the way. Hopefully there's potatoes in there to harvest in those containers. They're every day, they're just limp from this hot sun. Catherine is here from South Carolina. Gail is here. Gail, where'd you go? You were saying, oh, it jumped. Hold on. Wishing, okay, this heating is, Yes, you know, I felt a little lightheaded a couple of times. And so that's now I say to Justin, I said, if I start, you know, not being able to like finish a thought or make myself clear or something, I say, just check on me, make sure I'm okay, because I'm not used to working out in this heat because of the humidity. I mean, it would get hot in California, but usually it was never hotter than the 80s and no humidity to speak of. Thank you, Tony. Yes, why doesn't everyone hit the like button for Kaye? Would love it if you would just take a moment to do that right now. Pamela is here from Missouri. Fantastic. Ooh, 108 in the San Fernando Valley. Connie, you're going to need your air conditioner. I never had an air conditioner. Jill is here, everyone. In Phoenix, I was just telling you about her garden and the beautiful video that I made there in her garden called Sweet Life Garden. Jill, I was told that I might be able to increase my immunity against a terrible reaction from poison ivy if I start consuming goat milk, local goat milk. But I found out from a woman, actually, Justin just bought 2 goats. He bought 2 goats for pets, two males, they're buddies, and he just bought those for pets. But I had him ask the woman he bought them from, who's a big, she has a lot of goats that she sells, and I guess milk, I don't know, but she says that it's illegal to sell raw goat milk in Tennessee. And I'm going, what? Why would it be? That's crazy. Anyway, she doesn't have any nursing goats right now, so doesn't matter anyway. But I know I have purchased cow milk from the Amish and Mennonites, raw cow milk. So I don't know why goat milk would be different, but I'm sure she would know. I wouldn't know. But I want to start drinking raw goat milk to try to help my immunity against poison ivy. Everybody says kill it all, but it's everywhere. And guess who was running all through it today? 2 of the kitties. And climbing the tree and going up the trees with the Christmas lights. And I'm just going, if their claw goes through that wire for the Christmas lights, I asked Justin, can they will it hurt the kitty? He didn't think so. It's a low voltage light. So, but anyway, Jeremy, I am trying to do this big terrace garden. I'm trying to do these tarps. I'm trying to do some improvements. I'm trying to get a woodshed built. I am trying to do an herb garden, and I've taken on these. I'm fostering 4 kittens, the whole litter. And I'm just like juggling, trying to keep everything going. By the time I get up in the morning and I feed 5 cats and I clean out 3 litter boxes and I get my breakfast, I get my cacao and just get everything started, have my little meeting with Justin, it's like I'm ready for a nap. And I haven't even done any work. So yeah, and not to mention editing, you know, because the video I uploaded today, I shot on June 1st. Okay, and it's the 16th. So I don't have a video that I've shot for every one of those days, but I shot video every one of those days. So I'm going to have to compile a lot of that footage into 3 or 4 videos to try to get caught up. That's the only thing that I can do at this point because I'm just never going to get caught up. Well, it's so many different kinds of, he's asking what kind of grass I have under the tarp. There's definitely Bermuda grass. but there's other stuff too. I think there's some good grass. I think there's fescue under there. But there's all this other stuff too. I mean, there may even be poison ivy under there, although I didn't see it there. But poison ivy is growing 3 feet from the edge of the tarp over here. So I'm sure it's in the grass. I'm just sure it is. And it's all in the grass up here. So I know that I'm walking through it constantly. It's unavoidable. You can't go to the swing and sit down on the swing and turn around and walk back in the house without stepping on a piece somewhere. So, my eyes are just glued to the ground, trying to discern, trying not to step on it. But the kitty cats are just like the kittens are just running all through it today and getting down in it and trying to, attack one another and fighting, rolling around and wrestling in it. And I'm just going, well, I guess I'm not going to be petting them tonight. Either I go out and, I could put on those gloves. Remember at the beginning of the virus when we didn't go anywhere without the hand sanitizer and the gloves and the mask and all this. And now they're saying, well, I'm not even going to get into all that, but they went back and forth about, how you could catch the virus and all this stuff. And now they're saying, oh, you can't even get it by contact. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I have a whole big box of those purple nitrile, whatever gloves. So I thought, okay, I could put those on and go pet the kittens. Let's see. Cherie is asking if it's 1 inch. Are we still talking about the wood on the cedar because everything was 2. And the cedar mill cuts everything thicker than you find like at Lowe's or Home Depot. Graceful Spirit and Ray is North Carolina. Jamela is here from Trinidad and Tobago. Tony, I absolutely am going to grow sweet potato. Did you see that one little shot? It was only 4 seconds long of my sweet potato slips in the window. That was in the video before, the rained out video, when I was just showing a few signs around, or maybe it was the one with the kittens. But at any rate, I have a bunch of sweet potato slips. Many of them have roots. I am desperate to get those started planting, but I'm thinking it's going to have to go over underneath that tarp over here. So I think I'm going to have to make an executive decision if I want to grow anything, because now we're on the 16th of June. I think I'm going to have to get the grass, whatever condition the grass is in over here, removed. And I'm going to make a big pile. Daryl, tell me what you think about this. I'm going to make a big pile of this quasi-dead grass, the lawn, and make a big pile of it at that end, and just plant I'm going to plant my potatoes in that, and then I'm going to plant my sweet potatoes in the soil underneath. That's my plan. I mean, I wish I could get a truckload of compost, but I just can't. I'm going to have to same thing I did with the tomatoes. I'm just going to have to make a hole in whatever condition. The soil is very much clay around here. So just make a hole and fill the hole with compost and the plant and amendments and just do that. I think, Daryl, didn't you tell me when I first got here that I could do that? Because I just don't have time to condition and plow and all of this stuff to make everything perfect. But I'm absolutely going to grow sweet potatoes. So I hope I answered your question, Cherie. The wood it's 2. All of it is 2 by 10 and 2 by 12. Oh, thank you, Jill. Do you still have long hair? When I first met Jill, I had short hair and she had long hair. Patricia, thank you so much. Patricia is asking everyone to hit the like button so we can get more exposure to this channel. That would be fantastic. I have worked very full-time for 8 years. And while a lot of other people were just taking off because they do everything the right way, and I evidently don't, because, you know, my background is in filmmaking and being on camera. And then I just developed this absolute passion for plants and growing edible plants. And so I incorporated all of my background and my talents into that. So I enjoy shooting and very much, but, you know, I'm not always thinking, well, if I do this, that'll really help my channel. If I do that, this will really help my channel. I just kind of go along and tell the story of my life here and hope that a lot of people are interested in that. Thank you, Mary. Morella is here from Sunnyvale, 93. I think I have a friend who has a house in Sunnyvale. Is Sunnyvale like northeast of Hollywood? Okay, Cherie is sending me some willow cuttings. It grows very fast and it is a large tree. Wonderful. I've got plenty of room. Susie A is here, I believe, from, I want to say Georgia. Thank you, Patty. Thank you so much. Ecocentric is here. That's Jothan in Newfoundland. Okay, Haffy is recommending the cull pieces for 70% off all the time. Get there early though, just some info. So what is cull? A cull pile? Those are pieces that were like the ends of, somebody came in, they didn't want a 12-foot piece, they wanted a 8-foot piece, and the 7-foot piece got left there or something. Is that what cull means? Because actually I heard that wood prices suddenly went down. Can somebody confirm that? I just heard this yesterday. Yes, it's a cool season plant, but they're talking about starting it now, Connie, for a fall garden. Oh my gosh. Well, Jill, I don't know how to control the goats because I understand. I mean, you've got them very well contained, but that you have to feed them everything, right? I mean, I wouldn't even be able to use them to eat my grass because I don't know how to control them. It would cost thousands of dollars for me to build a fence just along the front of my property, not to mention around. So I haven't figured all of that out. Connie, guess what I bought? I bought African blue basil. It looked beautiful. We planted it in the garden. It didn't get enough water. And I noticed it like 2 days later, and it was just like, and I thought, oh my gosh, we have to give it CPR. So I put a cardboard box over it so the sun stopped beating on it. I gave it a lot of water. It looks like it's going to recover, but it was literally just, but if it could take off. And then I also got one of my other favorites from California is lemon verbena. Lemon verbena. I got 2 plants. We got them planted. They look They're looking okay. Um, Interesting. Wait, where are you, Goat Gal? Are you in Tennessee? I can't keep all of these, everyone's address straight in my head. I can't. Because I would do that definitely. I would definitely buy it from you if you're within driving, not too far. Local goat's milk and honey plus turmeric and pepper. It's interesting. When I was where was I? One of my travels, trying to think. Can't remember, but I had a drink like that. And it was so good. The local honey is not pasteurized. So I only buy raw honey, if that's what you mean, Jothan. And that's exactly what I'm consuming, a lot of that. Since the poison ivy, I've consumed 1.5 quarts of the local honey, because the butcher that sells it, he used to have a real problem with poison ivy. And when he came here, he started eating the honey, the local honey, and he's not affected by it anymore. I have such a strong reaction to it. I just have a feeling that it's going to take more than just the honey, which is why I want, and see, generally I would have 5 to 6 pints of raw goat yogurt that was homemade for me, delivered. I know I was really spoiled. Delivered to me every Saturday or every other Saturday since 2000, for 20 years. So, I mean, in the early days, we used to have to go get it, but after a few years, this one guy just says, "Hey, I'll bring it to you for an extra $5 or $10, for delivery." And I'm going, "Yeah, absolutely." So, and then the woman that made the goat yogurt, she passed away. She was older and she passed away. And then her daughter tried to keep it going for a while, and she made the goat yogurt. And then she decided to sell the goats and not keep it up. And so he's still doing it. He gets the goat milk from the Amish and from an Amish farm and makes it himself. So I thought, if I could just get the goat milk, I could learn how to do my own yogurt. And Goat Gal, where are you? Are you close? Well, I know that the goats will eat up the poison ivy, but how does he control the goats while they're doing that? Because they don't stay put. I mean, he would have to put a leash on them or something. I don't know if you can put a leash on a goat. Anybody know? Brown chestnut mushrooms. I don't know what a brown chestnut mushroom is, but Tony at Little Farmers Farm is recommending for general health that we should eat them on a daily basis. Hi, Yvonne. Oh, it's at 6 o'clock, you guys. I got to edit a video tonight. Lois Thomas is here. Let's see, Lois. I bought this place December the 1st. We closed. Is that what you mean? And I live in Tennessee. So I left California. I left everything and I left. Pulled up stakes and I live here now. So completely different lifestyle and completely different property. I went from 5,700 square foot property, which included the house, and a small garage, a small art studio, a driveway, and my garden. That's the entire thing. And now I have 9.1, little over 9 acres. and half of it's wooded. So I'm so glad you tuned in, and I hope you'll catch up. Just go to my playlist, Starting Over, because the very first video in that playlist is the very first video I did here. A small premier fence and surround each paddock where the poison ivy is the worst to start. I mean, the thing is, the poison ivy is all in the grass here, right by the front walkway. So I'm trying to envision having goats on the sidewalk here. I don't know how I could control that. I just don't have any idea. I think we're just going to have to spray it with vinegar. Hi, Beatrice. I know, Don, I know. I mean, I knew it was bound to happen, but it already happened. In fact, they went up the tree. BJ went up the tree. She just took this running leap, went up 10 feet, and I thought, oh, I hope she has the courage or the smarts to get herself down, and that we don't have to get on some ladder and go up and get her. But she backed up, kind of like I was backing up that four-wheeler. She kind of backed up and turned around and went back down. She got down. I am making an executive decision, and you guys are hearing it first because it won't come out in a video for at least a week, to take up the grass. Even after purchasing the silage tarps, they won't go to waste. I'm going to move them to the new cleared area where I can leave them till spring, and I'm going to take up the grass, because you're right. I mean, yes, Tony, at Little Farmers Farm. At Little Farmers Farm, I agree. Oh, that's great. That's great to know. Don says that she has poison sumac. The dog is rubbing up against it, and she pets her, and she has not had a reaction. That's fantastic. Make holes. Yes, but I don't have clear nail polish, but I have, I think I have some nail polish in there. I don't care what color it is. I haven't had a chigger yet, but I know it's just a matter of time. I agree, Daryl. Let's see. Oh, South Dakota, darn it. I don't guess I'll be getting your fresh goat milk. Wait, what did Ed say? Oh, wait, let's see. Everyone say hello to Graceful Spirit and Ray. I'm assuming there's Ray and then someone else that you're referring to as Graceful Spirit. Tell us your name and where you're located. Lisa V here is watching from Vanilla. Did I say vanilla? I'm so sorry. Manila. I was thinking Manila and vanilla came out. I don't know why. Maybe because I made some brownies for the first time. I did not film this, but I made brownies for the first time in a year. First time I baked anything here besides, just chicken and vegetables or something. Thank you, Beatrice. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm tired. Somebody told me that I looked tired on Sunday. I didn't feel tired, but I guess I am. Wait, what went down and then what went up? What, let's see. Don, what are you talking about? Went down and then went up. Okay, Cherie is gone. I'm going to have to get off too. Jay Cree, where are you writing from? I don't recognize your name. Oh, see you, Ed. Ooh, that sounds fantastic. Enjoy your dinner. I'm going to be eating from the freezer. Thank you, Tony. Indiana. Oh, Breckenridge. Let's see. I forget where that is. That's in Colorado, right? But you're not going to Breckenridge, Claudia, for 2 days, surely. From Indiana, I mean. Oh, I see. Some imperfections. Well, I can have imperfections on my woodshed, for sure. But I might ought to just stick with cedar for my woodshed, since I've got all this cedar going on here. Well, I still have my chili powder that I made from the chilies that I grew in California, and I put that on everything. Oh, Yvonne had to go. I'm going to have to sign off, but I missed a bunch of comments. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if I can catch up real quick. Well, I have an Instant Pot, which was gifted to me by Teresa Harris, and I haven't used it. I need to. I have to get the raw goat milk. That's the thing. Yeah, right, Jill. I mean, that's the thing. I wouldn't think they'd like it at all. Matthew, you left me such a nice comment yesterday. Thank you. Louisa Holman is here, just joined from Apple Valley, California. Thank you so much, Louisa. Oh, yes, I just heard it's 108 in Connie, where you're in the San Fernando Valley. I'm not sure where Apple Valley is. Denise is here from Iowa. I'm so sorry to be getting off, you guys. I do an hour. I've already been an hour and 13 minutes. I'm going to be signing off. I just want to see if there's anything else, any questions. Well, just I don't know how Justin got his goats home because he doesn't have a truck. I don't think I could put goats in the back of my pickup truck. You need some kind of a trailer or something, wouldn't you? Didn't my son say on that one video that I could, there's services that come around and the goats will eat stuff? I should look into that. Tony, got the terrace going over here. I don't know if you've seen lately, but we've terraced below. So I've got 2 big terraces there, and I just put in, let's see, 30, 60, 60 plus 25 plus 25, about 110 plants. It got completely planted today. You won't see that for a week, but because I'm so behind on editing. That's what I was, Jothan, that's what I was hoping, that the grass will come up much easier. And I think that Larry, who brought me the topsoil, is going to be able to come tomorrow and take the grass off over there. Ooh, the goats smell a bit in warm weather. Not sure would like that. I bought something for the poison ivy and he used it in one spot, but I've also been recommended vinegar, like 50% vinegar and water, or one channel was recommending, let's see, I think it was half vinegar, half water with a cup of salt or something. I'm a little concerned about using salt anywhere near the garden. Interestingly, I used to have an organic pest control around my house in California. And one time I asked him, I said, what is the most toxic thing you can put in the ground? I was trying to hear the name of a chemical and he said salt. So I thought that was interesting. Lumber prices. Oh, they came down 34 and went up 300. I heard they just came down, wood prices. So I'm not sure. I use Captain Jack's dead bug brew for my plants. In fact, I think aphids hit my peppers before I could even get them in the ground. Northwest Territories, Northern Canada, fantastic. That's a first. Green Lean. What is your actual name? And are you able to garden up there? You must have a greenhouse or something. Maybe you have a similar growing zone to Jothan at Ecocentric Homestead. Let's see. Claudia, you've learned so much from Gardner Scott. I know. I've been recommended to him too. Torrance, I just listened to the most amazing. I'm going to recommend it if you guys like audiobooks. This really makes you appreciate, and I think I've mentioned this before, but maybe whoever's listening today didn't hear that. But this guy grew up in Torrance, California. Let's see. Where's my library? Is it Unbroken? Yeah, it's Unbroken by Laura Hillebrand. And it's about Louis, he was Italian, grew up in Torrance, California, and he joined the Army Air Corps and was only on a few missions when he was captured by the Japanese, and he lived for at least 2.5 years. He somehow survived the prison camps, which it was absolute torture. But it's such a message of hope. I highly recommend it because it really makes you appreciate. If you think life is bad, you have no idea, what, some of our soldiers that went off to fight in wars, what they had to endure. And many just couldn't survive that kind of torture, but he did. And it's an amazing story. And she's a great writer, so you will enjoy it. And it's a very good narrator as well. Just thought I'd mention that, Jay Cree. Rebecca is here, but I'm getting off. I'm late. Thank you for joining. Okay. After Kaye goes to dinner. After Kay goes and heats up some frozen food. Wait. Oh, there's all these comments now. I'm going to spend 5 minutes to try to get through these. Let's see. That's right, Claudia. There's just not enough time, and as you get older, you just have to rest more. You just do. Preserving leafy greens. The only thing I can imagine is just to quick fry them, to quick stir fry them and put them in the freezer. That's the only thing, or dry them, and then turn them into powder. Otherwise, I just don't know. Go, gal, you'll have to give me tips because I haven't used mine yet. Marianne is here. Marianne, I'm just quickly looking at the very last of the comments, and then I'm going to get off. I'm running late tonight. I knew that I had some bentonite clay somewhere when I got that bad tick bite. Let's see, Good Frequency is mentioning bentonite clay. I called up around, I couldn't find it anywhere, and I wound up going and getting some charcoal and doing some, it's supposedly good for drawing out toxins and stuff. Couldn't find it, and got some other stuff, used plantain poultice and comfrey poultice and the charcoal and some other stuff, and then like a week later, I see it sitting right on my makeup tray, and I'm just going, how did I miss that? But anyway, it's made by, I think it's made by Redmond's Real Salt. I think they have a bentonite clay that they sell, so I'm going to be getting some more of that. Marianne, if you're asking about me, about farm animals, no firm plans to do that yet. I was just saying that I really wanted to have raw goat milk. I want to be eating raw goat yogurt, which I've eaten for the last 20 years of my life, and I miss it. Victorville, right. I had a friend who lived up in Victorville. She was a big fan of Late Bloomer. She was an actress. She's in a wonderful movie. She passed away. I'm trying to think of her name. Anyway. Interesting. God bless you, Debbie. Thank you. Daryl would. Daryl, did you see Tony's question about which chickens are best for small scale egg production? I don't know if you can get the same ones in England though, but I'm going to let Daryl answer that question because I sure don't know. Really? Rent the chicken and they bring you a coop, chickens and everything I need to try it? That's great. No goat is going to be inside my pickup truck. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, Denise. Where are you located? I really appreciate you watching for a long time. Bye, Ed. I'm going to screenshot that, Rebecca, so I can look at that later. Yeah, I really don't think I'm going to buy goats. I have no plans to do that. Aphids, well, what I'm using right now is Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew, and I'm hoping I can get a handle on it. It's interesting, you know, you don't even see them, and then all of a sudden the leaves are all crinkled up like that. Um, but I hope I got it in time. Oh, that's fantastic. Is it Sherry McKinstry is looking for another senior who doesn't want to do prepping alone. I don't want to either. I wish I had a neighbor who was Jack and his family are looking for a house. He just texted me. They're looking at 100-year-old farmhouse with 2 acres in Maryland. Wow. That's the thing. I'm just not going to be getting goats. I might uh, bring a service in to eat my stuff. That's possible. Zamperini, thank you, everybody. Yes, Louis Zamperini. I didn't think I'd ever forget that. What an amazing story. I assume that you guys read that book or heard it. Ray is here from the Philippines. Thank you so much, Ray. Wow. Greenland is having frost in every month of the year last year. That must be incredible. What do you do up there? I'm just curious. You're so far north. I know there's no time to rest. Let's see. I forget Louisa. Oh, yes. What are we talking? By the time I scroll down, I forget what we're talking about. That's fine too. Soap and water works fine. As if you go back and you look at, I'd love for you guys to do this and then report in next time and tell me if you watched it. It was called Biodiversity. What is it? Why do we need it? And how do we get it? Or something like that. I did that, and I'm pretty sure it was season 5 of Late Bloomer. And I went out and interviewed the person in charge of the plant specimens, plant and animal specimens, the biology specimens, whatever, at Cal State Northridge. And he was saying, you know, if you wash a plant that has aphids on it, even with water, they're going to wash off and they can't get back on the plant. So you can keep that in mind, because you don't have to have some harsh chemical on your vegetables just to get the aphids off. But you got to be vigilant, because they reproduce like crazy. Like, it's unbelievable how many aphids an aphid can produce. So you got to be on top of it. Pamela is here from Taiwan again. Thank you so much, Pamela. Wow. This is a tip that Rebecca is sharing. If you have greens that have been sitting in the fridge for a few days, pop them in a bowl of ice water for 10 minutes and they'll pop right back like just picked. I did not know that. Who's talking about milk thistle? Because I saw something in my yard today that had a beautiful flower. It was the kind of thing I saw when I went out and I did my wildflower hunt in the deserts of California. And I'm wondering if it's a thistle, because all of the leaves are like sort of like a cactus with little spines on the leaves. And then has a beautiful little puffball of purple little hairs or something on top. Is that a thistle? Bye, Mary. I forget, Cindy, where Cross Plains is, but this is local honey, so Bye, everybody. Let's see. Poconos in the Poconos. Mary Lou is here from Mount Rainier. And we're getting off. We're running late today, Mary Lou. I'm sorry. What a great tip. Tony at Little Farmer's Farm says, my great uncle Edward smoked a pipe, and each time he lit it, he would eat the spent matchstick. He swore by the charcoal and lived till 103. I'm going to start doing that. I don't smoke a pipe, but I can buy some matches, right? No, I actually have charcoal that in capsules that you can take, and I should just take that. Coco, oh no, I'm so sorry. We got to get off. I just want to see if anybody else asked me a question. Thanks for all the jokes, Daryl. You always make us laugh, and I appreciate that. Yes, yes. Well, any kind of clay, Judy, is going to be take the toxin out. I mean, even when you think about a clay mask, it sucks out the toxin, and so it's the same thing. As that clay dries, it just sucks out. Kevin, thank you very much. It's not a good plant to have. Well, I've got a lot of good plant. I've got a lot of plants that over there that I don't want to have. By the way, all of that's just sprouted up. I mentioned that, right? I don't know what I'm going to do about it. Or Mary Lou, you can watch it if you feel like it. Jay Cree says activated charcoal and colloidal silver, which I have, helped me get rid of C. And I'm assuming that means, what is diff though? I'm assuming C means cancer. Oh, no. Maybe it means the virus. You're probably talking about the virus. Yes, that would not surprise me. I have 4 artichoke plants and they're really struggling in these pots. I've got to get them in the ground, but I can't figure out a best place to do it because they're perennial. Are they a perennial here? That I actually wasn't thinking. Daryl, is artichoke a perennial here? Or Rebecca, can you tell me? Because if it's not a perennial, then I could just throw it in the garden if it's not going to last through the winter. What is choi? CHOI. I'm going to screenshot that, Tony, because I don't know what you're talking about. But it sounds like I should know. Oh, C. diff is that's a word. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what that meant. But that's feverfew and dandelion for the, yes. I need to grow feverfew. I've got a lot of dandelion. Thank you, Coco Ono. So I might have to have it, I don't want to have it in pots. Okay. Bok choy. Oh, okay. Eat the flowering stems of bok choy? Really? I'm growing bok choy, but it hasn't flowered. I'm keeping it in the shade because if I put it in the sun, it's going to bolt like that. Kevin, yes, it is if you let it flower. Yes, it is. What? It is good for you? Okay, everybody, I'm so sorry I went over so much, but everybody had such great comments today, so many things, and so many people tuning in late. I'm going to try to stick to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on live streams, just so that everybody remembers and it's consistent. Oh, I see, Kevin. You're saying, yes, it will last through the winter if I let it flower. Oh, or yes, it is a perennial if I let it flower, which of course, which I didn't really want to do. I see. I wanted to eat it. Okay. Okay. Kitty Cow is here. I don't know where you're writing from, but thank you so much for joining at the last second. Everybody hit the like button if you haven't already. Thank you. God bless you. Have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy. And I'll see you Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And watch for my videos. Please subscribe if you haven't. And once again, God bless. Yeah, what is TTFN? I didn't catch that either. What is TTFN, Coco? Ta-ta for now.